Welcome back to the channel. I picked this LA130 John Deere to fix and flip. I'm going to restore it. I'm going to sandblast the mower deck. There's something wrong with the engine. It's bending push rod. Got a little tiny oil leak. I think the valve cover is leaking oil. Gonna fix that, and this tire's going flat. Other than that, tractor's in real good shape. Fender deck is there's no rust on it whatsoever. Yeah. I'm gonna put some engine degreaser. Let that soak. Clean it all. Looks like the oil's coming from like this area, so it's got to be the valve cover. The other side, same way. I rubbed my finger on there, and there's a little bit of oil dripping. So I'm gonna take this cover off. There's a screw right underneath the filter. Can't forget that. I'll take the hood off. And take the valve covers off. Looks good. Yeah. We've got a missing push rod on this side. So I want to rotate till it opens. Okay, there's the intake's coming on right there. And closes. And rotate it till the magnet hits the coil. And a little bit past, it should be top dead center. I already checked the valves. This is a 4/1000 of an inch here, and this one exhaust was 7/1000, so that's perfect. I'm right on the money. I already degreased it and applied the high heat silicone. Everything I use here, there's a link in the description below where I bought it. The reason why this motor bent a push rod because the valve guide keeps backing out of the head. I think the last owner went through 3 push rods. He kept on pushing the guide back in, put a new push rod in, and then to get it going for another kind of month or 2, and then it happened again. So I'm going to show you an easy way to fix this. It won't back out for quite a while. This is a 5/16 or 8mm. So I took the spark plug out. So right now it's on top dead center. So I'm going to back that down a little bit. Right halfway down. And I'm going to put a bungee cord. I'm going to put it in the spark plug hole. This is to prevent the valve from going into the cylinder when we take the spring off. There's a lot in there, but still going in. Yeah, that's about it right there. So I'm going to turn the motor. As soon as the magnet reaches the coil, it's pretty much top dead center. And that's it right there. So now I'm going to put a rag. So to take those 2 valve keepers on the valve stem, I usually take a pair of vice grips and I push in. The valve guide is right against it. So I'm going to take a socket and I'm just going to tap it, and it is going to pop right out. These valve keepers popped out. Take this out. The spring seems to be okay, but I'll verify it with another one. So right now I'm pushing on the valve, see how far it goes. Yeah, it's still sticking out, that's good. So this is the valve guide that comes out. And it's supposed to stick out like 4.6mm, so I'm going to measure this one. I got 8mm. So this is another head. So these are the valve guides. This is the intake, this is the exhaust. So these valve guides stick out at 4.6mm. So you gotta tap that in 4.5mm. I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna put a mark on the valve guide. And I'll measure that. So right at the base of that is 4.5mm. So it's pretty close all the way in. So I got this Dremel tool here. I'm just gonna mark it right at the base. And then on this side here too. Now I marked it on either side and right on top. We put a socket over the valve stem and then tap it in. Yeah, I did go a little bit too far. So now I'm gonna take my punch and take a prick mark and try to swell the aluminum into that mark on the guide, and then it shouldn't move. if this still fits. Yep, no problem at all. That should keep that valve guide in there. Alright, let me clean up. I got some used push rods from another motor I had, so the exhaust is steel. I'm gonna make sure it goes on the lifter. I put some Vaseline in the hole and put my keepers. Put this on top. One keeper's not quite right. I need a screwdriver to push it in. Nope. Put my string out of here. Check my lifter again. Yep. So you're supposed to check these valves top dead center. You bring your magnet to your coil, that's top dead center, and just a little pass right there. That's perfect. This rock arm's a little crooked. Let me back that off. The top one's good. I can snug this nut up a little bit so I can still turn this bolt. And put my 4th shim, slack it off, tighten her up. Right there's good. That's pretty good. The exhaust is set to 5 to 7 thousandths of an inch, so I'm just going to set that up same way I set that up. Like I said before, all the tools I'm using, there'll be a link in the description below where I buy them. That's 7 thousandths of an inch. It's too much. Looks pretty good there. And I'm going to rotate my motor again. Back up to top dead center. Alright, so 5 goes in. Must be perfect. 6 just goes in. 7 does not. That's good. Yeah, that's nice. Perfect. So I'll check the other side and make sure they're good. I put a little cam lifter lubricant on top here, so I don't want this motor to start up dry. And I already degreased that with brake cleaner and cleaned my valve cover. And this black silicone is only good for 500 degrees, but it's all I got now. I don't have the red stuff. But I'm just going to put this for now and redo it later. I bought this a couple of years ago. This works really good. This is 21 horse, 22. It should be above 120. Yeah, 130. That's pretty good. I already did the other side. It's a 132, so this is a good motor. So I gapped the plugs. These plugs are in really good shape when we were using, and they're gapped perfectly at 30 thousandths of an inch, or 0.17 millimeters. So put the pulse line back on. Make sure it's not cracked. Can't forget the screw that's underneath the L filter. The filter is in real good shape. Okay, back in. I'll tighten it later. Turn it over. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a tube in the tire. I don't know if you guys see that or not, but this tire is in this way. So I must have hit something. Probably a bent spindle or a bent arm. Now, I don't want to buy a new arm or a bent spindle. I'm just going to drill a hole beside this one. Because it's already bent once. If we straighten it out again, it's only going to bend again. And I don't want to spend $80, $90 on a new spindle from John Deere. Or a new arm. Just drill one hole and you're ready to go. We're going to grease up the cylinders first. Nice and free, I like it. I'm going to take the steering linkage off. This is 15mm wrench and 19mm sockets. Put my steering wheel straight, and then my wheel straight. And this, just to see where this would go. Right there. So I want to put a center punch. A little bit of lube. Sorry. I'm gonna lower my speed down so I don't want to heat up the drill too much. I'm gonna have to file the rust. This wheel's a little bit this way and that way same way, so I'd say that's pretty damn good. So a little bit of paint. Looks good. And I got an extra. Don't move. Once you tighten that down, it ain't gonna move. Heat this up. Come right off, and there's the clip. There's a little C-clip. It comes right off too. Put that in there, a little washer. And let's check the bearings. There's no wear whatsoever on that, and so these bearings look good. So we're in good shape. This is a manual tire changer. Works pretty good. Hold it. Let's put the stem at the bottom so you don't ruin the edge. I forgot to press record, but the same way I just used that tool, put it back in. Now I don't want that stem to go back down, so I'm going to put my finger on there and put 12 psi. There's air still trapped inside. The washer. Okay, grease up the wheel. Update on the mower. I've been using it for a month now. I mowed my lawn 4 times in 80-degree heat, and that valve guide never moved a bit. I took the valve cover off. I measured it. It's exactly 3.8 millimeters, which should be 4.6 because I tapped it in too far, but it never moved. I'm going to stop the video there and make a part 2. I'm gonna part 2 include sandblasting more deck, clean it, buff it all out, then selling it. Yeah, if you like this video, press thumbs up below, subscribe to my channel, thank you for watching.